Welcome to Psychology Refresh. Today we're going to go over the 10 weaknesses of an ESTJ personality type. Make sure to watch each one of them and find out how many you have. If the Myers-Briggs Personality Indicator (MBTI) assessed you as an ESTJ personality type, then you are among the most unique personality types in the world. ESTJ, which stands for Extroverted, Sensing, Thinking, and Judging, is an individual who tends to like hard work and is eager to take charge in organizing projects and people. The ESTJ can be thought of as the executive or as a supervisor. Nevertheless, no personality type is perfect, and yes, ESTJs have a lot of good strengths. However, people with this personality type have to be aware of their weaknesses as well. Knowing those weaknesses will help you in your self-improvement journey and increase your social skills by a significant amount. Find out what are your greatest weaknesses and learn how you can counteract them and achieve personal growth. Here are 10 weaknesses of an ESTJ personality type. Number 1. They are judgmental. Executives are adamant about what they believe is good, bad, and socially acceptable. Executives' desire to bring order to everything and everyone often extends to everything and everyone, dismissing the notion that there are two correct ways to accomplish things. ESTJs do not hesitate to tell these deviants what they think, believing it is their responsibility to correct the situation. Number 2. They find it difficult to relax. Most of the time, ESTJs prefer to be occupied. This attribute is seen as a method for them to be respectable in their work environment. The only difficulty is that they find it tough to relax after a long day. Thus, stress can have a significant impact on their life. To address this difficulty, ESTJs require a trusted network of relatives and friends who can assure them that their social status will not be harmed by a potentially unwise move. Number 3. They are perfectionists. Executives are perfectionists, which can be beneficial as well as destructive at times. While this is what motivates the ESTJ to constantly grow and become the greatest at what they do, it may also cause them and others to push themselves too far. If they don't feel like they've completed anything with efficiency and near perfection, they can be harsh on themselves. If things don't meet their expectations, they can become irritable with themselves and others. When dealing with people who are inefficient and seem to make mistakes all the time, ESTJs can become even hostile. They like people that have a strong work ethic and are proficient in getting things done. The ESTJ's drive to make everything perfect puts them in a high-stress state, and it can be overwhelming for them at times. It's critical that they learn to take a step back from time to time and give themselves appreciation for their achievements rather than always looking for ways to improve. If you are enjoying our content, please give this video a like, subscribe to our channel, and do not forget to turn on the notification bell. Number 4. They struggle with changes. ESTJs are resistant to change and have a hard time accepting deviations from the usual. They may become fixated on their customs and the things they are accustomed to. They prefer to cling to these patterns and routines, and they don't like it when things change too much. When the ESTJ recognizes a need for change in order to improve efficiency, they are more than capable of handling it. However, it is up to them to make that decision and figure out the best ways to adjust to the changes. When the executive is forced to shift, it can be quite stressful for them because they want to stick to a schedule. They prefer things to be done in a specific way and value efficiency. Change can be disruptive, and the ESTJ dislikes not having enough time to change in order to keep things running smoothly. Number 5. They tend to be intolerant. ESTJs are more likely to pass judgment on others and jump to conclusions about them rather than try to learn more about them. The mantra "live and let live" is unlikely to be followed by ESTJs. They are not as giving or sympathetic as the ESFJ, who feels forced to go to great lengths to avoid alienating others, regardless of whether they fully understand them. ESTJs are more adamant about what is correct or incorrect, appropriate or inappropriate. They are more rigid and have a stronger desire to impose their value systems or implement their norms with unrepentant firmness. People who seek to exhibit their uniqueness at their expense or fail to perform have less tolerance and patience with ESTJs. Number 6. They concern a lot for status and prestige. Image and reputation are extremely important to ESTJs, and they seek to become someone deserving of respect and great fortune. This drive for credibility can make them very professional, but it can also develop a preoccupation with appearances, leading them to go to great lengths to obtain superficial symbols of approval. ESTJs can get caught up in somewhat materialistic aspirations for the sake of strengthening an image they are attempting to create, even if they worked hard to get it. Their lower phi can emerge as feelings of inadequacy and self-doubt, prompting them to compensate or overcompensate by using external means. Number 7. They can be extremely stubborn. ESTJs can be abrasive, especially once they've made up their minds about something. When they are set on a goal or a belief, they are difficult to persuade and can be extremely stubborn. ESTJs are not readily swayed from their core views. Instead, they are adamant about sticking to what they believe is good and true. This can be challenging at times, because ESTJs aren't always the most open-minded people in regards to new ideas. The executive requires a long time and a lot of convincing to be persuaded of a different point of view. Instead, they like to stick to their guns when it comes to their ideals or ambitions, preferring not to be swayed or misled merely because someone tells them to. While this can be a positive trait that makes the ESTJ extremely devoted and certain of their goals, it can also be a flaw in certain situations where open-mindedness, creativity, and flexibility is appreciated. Number 8. They can be abrasive. ESTJs have a straightforward communication style and have little reluctance in saying it as it is, or at just how they view it. Executives are more concerned with logistical efficiency than with personal issues and interpersonal harmony since they are focused on their goals. ESTJs are, like ENTJs, one of the most confrontational and assertive personality types. Their bottom-line ambitions take precedence above empathy and diplomacy. They can be quite cut and dry when attempting to get their point through, disseminate information, and get things done. When they are stressed and dissatisfied, their bluntness and lack of tact can sometimes run roughshod over others' sensibilities. Even their lighthearted remarks can be sarcastic and unpleasant. Number 9. They are overbearing. To the frustration of those around them, ESTJs can be pushy control freaks and micromanagers. ESTJs can appear to be tyrants due to their strong personalities and natural desire to take command and tell others what to do. They can be harsh and condescending, and they have a tendency to lecture others on how things should be done. These traits might make ESTJs appear oppressive, difficult to satisfy, and overbearing at times. Number 10. They struggle with emotions. Dealing with one's own feelings, as well as the emotional reactions of others, can be extremely challenging for the ESTJ. They would rather concentrate on facts and practical matters than on inner sensations. It might be stressful for the ESTJ to have to take time to absorb and sift through their feelings. They will rather look at things from a rational standpoint, placing a higher value on practicalities than emotions. When they have to deal with other individuals who are in crisis or who are in an emotional state of mind, this can be challenging. With those individuals, the ESTJ may be a little too direct, not knowing how to be sympathetic to their sentiments. They would rather have concrete ways of demonstrating their love for someone than have to communicate their thoughts verbally. This inability to express emotions and feelings in a proper way is one of the biggest weaknesses of an ESTJ personality type. These videos will be really helpful for you.